Welcome to our drop-in meditation. Another week has gone by. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're all well as best possible, and it's really lovely to know that you are here right now, whether live or watching it back. So this community is continuing, is growing, and which is really good. And that also means that the more we have joining us and participating and practicing compassion and mindfulness, the better, because then everyone that can this echo into the world, into the interactions at least, and then others can just, share it as well. Lovely. Yes, so good to know that life actually we really connecting across the world, which isn't that a beautiful thing? That's, I suppose, the benefit or positive side effect of COVID-19 that kind of forced us to do a little bit more online, and but also perhaps helps us getting a sense of connection, because sometimes we feel so isolated and lonely. This week we have explored the technique that is called R.A.I.N, originally developed by Michelle McDonald, and we have mainly worked with the modification that has been offered by Tara Brach. And yesterday I included a little bit more on the final step of R.A.I.N, non-identification, and historically Tara Brach actually changed it to nurture, because she also received a lot of feedback from others who really struggled with this component and aspect of non-identification. And I just explained a little bit more what non-identification actually refers to. And if you have more questions, please look it up. There are so many resources online, but you're also welcome to email me if you would like to explore this a little bit more in depth. You certainly can contact me in regards to this. And today, as with every Friday, let's just bring a very light touch to this very moment, into this meditation. And I often like to bring in some poetry, and I think maybe this will be a bit of a pattern, that Friday will offer us more space for stillness, but also for poetry, kind of related to what we've been doing over the week, and letting that resonate and sit with it, and just taking a rest. And that's the invitation for you right now, taking a rest. Come into a comfortable posture, whatever that looks like, whether you want to lay down or you want to remain seated on your chair or on the cushion or the meditation bench. Just allowing yourself a few moments here. Yeah, isn't that fascinating with all this time? So it's Perth, Friday, 12 p.m. And for some in the US, for example, just seeing the comment, it's actually Thursday night. How crazy is that? Or midnight, right? If it's not the end of the week, but maybe then it's the end of the day. So again, an opportunity to conclude. And I think there's a lot to it. We often do not pay attention to transition. And part of transition, you could say everything is flowing into the other, but you could also pay attention to when you finish or conclude something in particular, and what that is like, and how that is echoing into the next thing that you're preparing or pursuing with. So yeah, the more we see, the clearer, and the more opportunity and space we do have to relate. Perhaps if it feels right, closing the eyes fully or partially. And that also helps to kind of diminish the distraction, understanding awareness into this body. And maybe it is the first time that you're actually pausing and stopping and attending to the body in this particular way, or checking in with this moment in this particular way. Maybe you've done it a few times already, and you may notice it is perhaps different, maybe not, just taking note of it. And what's the overall sense? Is there a sense of pleasantness? Is there a sense of unpleasantness, something in between? And would it be possible to simply take note of it and register? And allowing it to be as it is? And to applying kindness and curiosity, equanimity towards whatever is arising, whatever can be felt in the body or in the mind. Maybe offering yourself a moment of self-compassion, self-kindness, or gratitude, because if you feel quite pleasant, at ease, comfortable, then also take note of it, what that is made of, the signature of it, enrich it, be grateful for it, because the next moment it may feel totally different again. Or if this moment doesn't feel so pleasant, then remember, nurture yourself. Maybe offering yourself a soothing touch, giving yourself a hug, imagining the light or the compassionate color being received by the body, anchoring yourself in the breath, or imagining breathing into the soul spot, or just simply offering yourself a smile for some encouragement. If there's anything bubbling up and actually recurred every day and arose during the practice, then maybe it wants a little bit more attention. And the more space you give to it, the more psychologically flexible the mind is, the more skillful action can be taken. But sometimes it's just this attention that is already enough, just acknowledging whatever is here right now. Sensation, thoughts, and emotion is already enough, so it feels heard, it feels acknowledged. And that's often all what is required. So you might have recognized the R.A.I.N steps right now, very briefly. So you can continue, you can use the practice today to explore in your own pace. You can just sit in silence and be open to whatever is arising and noticing what is arising, noticing how it is felt and sensed in the body, and then offering yourself some kindness. Maybe some nice words to be whispered into your ears. And then you just continue. And that's actually all what is required. Sometimes it's really simple. We overcomplicate our experience very often by analyzing, figuring it out, finding a solution, searching for some meaning. And if all of this is not happening, then it engages us in just working harder and harder and harder. And if we then still don't come to the wished outcome that the mind kind of has created, then it starts concluding and referencing to our abilities, capabilities, schemas, beliefs, etc. And we start to identify ourselves with the experience and the emotions and really struggle with diffusing and decluttering and uncoupling. So with this practice that we've been doing this week in particular, gives us a bit of a structure on how to uncouple, to decondition, to make more space, to see more clearly, and to respond with kindness. And that can be quite freeing. And finding some anchor in this incoming and outgoing breath. Maybe even getting a sense of how the body gets gently rocked and caressed with every in and outgoing breath. And again, no effort required. Isn't that amazing? It happens in its own rhythm. It's always here. As a support, a grounding measure. And also knowing that you're held by the earth. And if that is a little bit too abstract, held by the floor beneath, by the chair you sit on. And for that, you do not have to make an effort. And if you cannot sit but you lay, then again, even laying, you're held by the mat, the bed, the floor beneath. And in the wider, by the earth. You don't have to work for it. It happens. Can you be receptive to it and feel that? Being nurtured and held. And if you like, if that's okay, I'm reading a poem to you that I discovered actually yesterday, and it is written by Padraig or Tuama. I hope I pronounce it correctly. It is called The Facts of Life. That you were born and you will die. That you will sometimes love enough and sometimes not. That you will lie, if only to yourself. That you will get tired. That you will learn most from the situations you did not choose. There will be some things that move you more than you can say. That you will live, that you must be loved. That you will avoid questions most urgently in need of your attention. That you began as a fusion of a sperm and an egg of two people who once were strangers and may well still be. That life isn't fair. That life is something good and something better than good. That life is often not so good. That life is real. And if you can survive it well with love and art and meaning given where meanings scare. That you will learn to live with regret, that you will learn to live with respect, that the structures that constrict you may not be permanently constraining, that you will be probably okay, that you must accept change before you die, but you will die anyhow, in any way. So you might as well live, and you might as well love. 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 So resting in this, letting this echo resonate in whatever form or shape it can be felt. Right this moment you are alive. You're here, breathing. And you can simply be, no doing required. And remember taking note of what does this moment feel like. Fall awake and respond with kindness and love. Or simply resting in this breath. Moment to moment to moment. remembering how we started this week, the beginning of exploring this R.A.I.N practice and the work that Tara Brach has brought to us, and her encouragement to radical compassion. And there was this one line that I read to you because it really stood out. Doing this practice is an act of love into healing. It's quite radical. And that also requires sometimes courage. But the possibility that arrive and arise once you've taken that first step or second step or third step or fourth step. As a way to love yourself into healing. So this was, I hope, a week of possibilities and offerings and invitation to fall awake again and again and again, and to explore the now in a very particular way. Coming to terms with something that feels at times very raw and difficult. And often we feel so hopeless and helpless and don't know what to do. And here it is, this one of the many beautiful practices that we can actually apply and practice with an attitude of kindness and compassion as a way to love ourselves into healing. How powerful and enabling. And you know, I just had a conversation with a friend yesterday who I gave a book to her written by R.A.I.N and you might know I'm a big fan of R.A.I.N. And you know, his stories are very simple. And it just occurred to her by reading the stories, you know, how it takes all the add-ons off this over-complication that we add to, and make it actually worse and intensifies our way of being and makes us feeling distressed at times. And you know, all what it takes is maybe some water, some salt, some pepper. That's it, right? Keep it simple. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I certainly will be here next week. This was our session number 115. I know that we have a few people who are not attending live but watching back, which is really good to know. So I will continue providing these sessions. Just know they are here for you. If you can't drop in at 12, you know they're 24/7. I'm not sure yet what I will be focusing on next week, but one thing is for sure, that on Monday I actually do not run the meditation. But then on Tuesday we will meet again. It's a public holiday here in Perth. I might just spontaneously be on the beach and tune in, and if you discover that, you can join me, but don't come here to this particular event because it won't be on Monday, but certainly from Tuesday onwards. And thank you very much, and yes, I hope I see you around. And please, if you have seen that link from Let's Chat, there will be an interview next week with me. I think it's Tuesday night, Perth time, midnight actually. I'm really excited and looking forward to. So please, people, tune in as well, follow that link. I think you will meet lots of interesting people, and also the hosts and interviewers. Well, let me say goodbye for now. Take good care. Have a nice end of the week. If you're in the US, there's still Friday to come for us in Perth. It is already Friday midday, and yes, thank you for the link. And we are about to head into a long weekend. Take good care. I hope to see you next week or any other time. Bye for now.